Hi, I'm Ayeshinaye Smith, and this is a Monday Morsel. In this short video, I'm just going to go over some simple estate planning fails. A lot of times people go ahead and plan their estate without an attorney's help. While that's perfectly fine if that works for you, there are some issues that you may not expect to have to deal with in the future when you don't properly plan. So one of the first things that's an issue is that you don't fund your trust. If you create a trust, it has to be funded. You can fund a trust with as little as $10 in cash. And it's just as simple as that. If you don't fund the trust, then the trust has to go through the probate process. You have to fill it with other things, such as you have to wait for you to sell or buy property. It's just not worth it. You kind of waste your time. The other thing that you often find that people forget to do is have the proper witnesses and notaries. So I've seen on Facebook and on other social media where you don't have to have your will notarized. While that's true, you have to be cautious that the clerk, whenever you do pass away, is likely to ask those witnesses who did sign your will and say that they attest that they saw you sign and that you had capacity in that moment. The clerk will likely call them in as witnesses, and if those people are no longer here, or they've moved, or they refuse to come, you're going to have to go through the rules of intestacy, which means that you waste your time creating the will. Another thing is people use interested witnesses. Those are the people who are directly going to take from your property, so your spouse or your children. That's another thing that's going to cause issues because that makes it for your will to be easily contested. Someone may automatically assume, well, hey, this child was one of the witnesses and this child is getting everything, but you have other children out here. Maybe there was some undue influence. You don't want to go through that, and your family isn't going to want to go through that. So you want to make sure you have some safeguards in place. Another issue that people often find is that with regards to your estate plan, when you're doing your healthcare power of attorney, you have someone who's taking care of you being one of the decision makers. That's a no-go, because if that person is being paid to take care of you, they are invested, and that's really you not doing well. So you want to make sure that the people that you have who are going to be acting on your behalf have your best interests and will most likely act towards what you would want done. So if you have questions and you want to make sure that you avoid some of these fails, reach out to www.smithdominguez.com and we're more than happy to help.